I'm alive. I'm alive, everybody. That's what you gotta tell the demons inside so they don't kill you.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah, I got you there for a second. All right. How are you all doing here? So,
did you already hit record? Oh, you did.
Yes.
Hey.
Girls. Category is Glamour Girl 1922. Let's give it up for the host of American Groove. I'm Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hi. Hello. And
How
your
are
name?
you tonight?
And your name? Mm-hmm.
Karissa. Yeah, I'm here to host American Groove, but I was going to move my camera first.
Oh my God. Wow. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to press the record button when I feel like it. So I did. And here we are now.
Okay, now
Ta-da.
my camera is adjusted. Yeah, no.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
That was quite the introduction.
Perfect.
It was pretty beautiful, actually.
It was
Louis.
Pleasantly beautiful. I mean, switching of cameras in between, just getting the shot just right, and the positioning of the light. It's just amazing.
I just wanted you to be able to see my lightning bolt. Okay. But it's not possible because the lightning bolt's like way down there.
Right, exactly. So you have to like pull off your shirt publicly on the podcast so everyone should see the lightning bolt that's on your shirt. You have to pull it off for us to see the lightning bolt.
No, I pulled it up so you can kind of can see.
I know.
There.
Humor, honey. Humor.
Okay.
In the charm.
You were talking about
yes.
You were talking about Family Matters.
What about it?
Well, we were just talking about like how like being like if you got casted for the role of like, do you think Urkel is the role that he tried out for?
I would hope not.
He wanted to be Urkel.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know the whole story.
He tried out for one of the normal kids, and they were like, "No, you could be a nerd."
It takes a really good actor to do a performance like Urkel. Look, let's be honest. Like, we're talking about late 80s, 90s sitcom. This is pure cheesy. We're talking about the gags, the same storylines, the ha-has, the lulus, and all the bullshit, and the fifis and shishis and all of it. And he's a character that's equally irritable and irritating, and you're just like, oh my God, would you just go away? Go away, please. Just go away. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to have anything to do with you. See the door? The door is your direction of where you're supposed to go.
Yeah, they hate Urkel. I know. I think like Urkel probably like reinforced everyone's fear of like not wanting to be the nerd. I know when I was little, it was like, oh man, don't be like Urkel. Everybody's going to hate you,
And then I turned out just exactly like Urkel, and here I am. Hey-oh, 24 years later.
You're not like Urkel. You think our younger listeners don't know who Urkel is?
Unless, being real, unless you grew up in a black house, black family, and your mom talked about it or your nana talked about it, and because
what was on TV when I was little.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wonder if there's still like reruns and shit.
Possibly. I think there is.
Caught. But I don't know. My dog won't stop. Okay, he's going.
Yeah, but Family Matters is different. Family Matters is a sitcom. See, black sitcoms especially are different because of where they come from. How they like are in many ways symbols and kind of important parts of just culture, such as like the Jeffersons, Family Matters, Prince of Bel-Air, just to throw out a few. And I think most people remember it, but I think at this point already, like, it's very easy for it to be forgotten. Cannot believe we're talking about Family Matters while I'm drinking coffee. Ooh.
I mean, that's like...
Giggity.
Is there a problem with your connection right now?
No, why?
Oh, maybe it's my connection. I don't know.
Is it saying warning? Yeah, it's been saying warning. It's because I officially changed over browsers. I'm no longer using Chrome. I'm using Brave.
Well, it's not working very well.
You can't hear me well.
No, you break up, and then also your video is broken up. I just want to make sure that like if we record the whole thing that like it doesn't like play back that way.
Well, it's not. What you're seeing is just a preview.
It's just really, really difficult to talk to you with the lag, because what I'm looking at, like, you is like not lined up. Like your mouth is moving at a different pace than I hear your words, which is just something that's never happened before. But like, I mean, I could just not look at your face and just keep recording and just kind of not, like, I guess just adjust if I need to. I know I already spent a bunch of time talking about this too.
Yeah, I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, I can't really control the connection.
But you think that like it's recording you correctly?
Yeah, because it's recording us. For anyone that's curious what's going on over here, we use a platform called Zencastr. So for a lot of podcasters out there, we use different platforms for our recordings. This is how we get videos as well on YouTube. And the way that Zencastr, the program that I use, it records cloud and locally. So it's downloading twice to make sure that we don't lose anything, and it records us also separately. It's a really great app. It is a bit expensive, and to be very honest, it is quite limiting. They do need to make a lot of changes for what they're charging, but it's a great it's a great platform to use.
They could drop the price. That wouldn't hurt.
It's $20. Yeah, it's quite expensive.
I finally got my dog to relax, and I mean, I feel like the camera has started to line up a little bit better. You look good. Yeah, we're sitting here talking about family matters. Like, why not? I mean,
well, we were.
I was just trying to compare like our actual conversations, like one-on-one when other people aren't listening. And it's like that's kind of what ends up where we just start talking about like, how, what it would be like to be Urkel. And just like Urkel memories. Like, you remember the one episode where Urkel like creates a machine where he can be like suave Urkel? There's one episode, I think it's like a 2-part episode, where Urkel figures out how to make himself have like style and like no longer be a nerd. He like goes in, he's like a scientist, and he creates like a vessel that he walks inside of, and then he hits a button and it goes off, and all of a sudden he comes out like not a nerd.
He's the post Sheldon. Let's just be honest. He's post Sheldon.
That's so funny. He's Sheldon.
Yeah.
I honestly find Sheldon really annoying. Like, sometimes he like makes jokes that are clever and funny. Like, I'm not gonna like deny it, but like honestly, Sheldon, I mean, nobody would really actually want to be friends with Sheldon, would they?
I think the beauty about like Big Bang, and Big Bang Theory is actually very important. It's one of the very last sitcoms, like modern sitcoms, that has been made.
I've gone to their stage.
I've really
seen their setup. It's very beautiful.
Well, thing is, Big Bang is important to me because it was on when I was growing up. Like throughout I grew up with Big Bang. I remember watching it on like, seeing it in everywhere. Like you go to the video store, you'd see it playing. You'd see it at home on your TV.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really big. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's the same thing with Family Matters, also too. That's what I'm trying to say is like,
sitcoms.
Yeah, and why? Okay, here's the thing about sitcoms. They're all the same. They're all the same. Sitcoms are all the same.
I mean, they have a lot of similarities, but they're not.
They're not,
in my opinion, at
right?
All.
Okay, but they're similar. They're similar because they all are trying to emulate the same thing, which is creating this story, and it's a emphasis of the story. It's a louder version of the story. It's more unrealistic. It's more of a performance. and it's entertaining. And you have a laugh track. You know, you're like, ha ha ha, very funny, la la la, and you have a good time. They all do that, but I agree with you. At the same time, they're all different stories.
Yeah, because like if I like try and compare even How I Met Your Mother to Friends, like we've got a world of differences.
Yeah, but
like,
they're a group of friends. Same
yeah,
thing.
I know, and that's what I'm saying is like they're extremely similar, but there's still like
Completely different.
so many differences. Yeah.
That's the magic of sitcoms, and that's why we love those as kids, and that's why they're a strong part of us, because it was a great way to relax and have a good time and a good laugh without the drama, without the
My
bullshit.
my favorite growing up was one my dad would watch called Third Rock from the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
That one was good.
That
And
was with oh, I know his name. Let me
I
keep
think
talking.
I
I'll bring up his
learned
name.
like a lot of like my clever way of kidding around from watching Third Rock from the Sun. Like they were more intellectual with the way that they would like, razz each other. And it was I really, really enjoyed it when it would come on because like it was calm in a way.
It was
Like
fun.
they would just like talk with each other. Like it was very much about like the dialogue. And I always felt like comfortable watching it. I really liked it as a kid.
Well, I was going to say this. Joseph Gordon-Levitt
Mm.
is the one that played on it, and also I think
Yeah, he was really cute.
John Lithgow or Lithlow,
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, and he was on. That was a really good show, and it was also strange because those people, like especially for like Levitt, like that was the beginning of his career,
Yeah, for
like the
sure.
very beginning of his career, and it was a different time. That's the thing about
Yeah.
that's the thing about sitcoms is like I don't know, it's just they were made for an audience that still exists but no longer is being made.
Yeah, I mean, people just come home, they want to turn on the TV, they want something to be on it, you know?
Yeah, like a
Um,
sitcom.
yeah. My dad used to watch Frasier. That was another one that
Ooh,
was
yeah, that's good.
very witty. But
In
it was
Seattle.
almost sometimes a little like too dark, like to an extent, too dramatic, like whatever else. But yeah, no, I miss it. We used to watch Cheers, MASH, all of it. Yeah, good shit. It was nice to have it on in the house. Like it was nice to have a show that everyone could watch. And it's like, okay, yeah, Friends was a little inappropriate every once in a while, but like it wasn't so bad that if a kid saw it, or
Hello.
you'd have to kick the kid out of the room most of the time.
Hello.
Like you didn't have to.
You want to talk about The Nanny?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You love The Nanny. You've been watching it a lot. I mean, Seinfeld, I just throw it out there so I don't forget to say it, but go on about The Nanny.
The Nanny was super inappropriate, especially for kids.
I really liked it because she was so like pretty, and I liked all of her clothes, and she was fun, and it was cool to
Yeah,
watch
but
her.
honey, there were like again, like for kids, there were times where she was just showing off her breast or
Oh
like
yeah,
full on romantic moments. Like again, for me, if I had kids and if it was a 5-year-old, I don't think I'd feel so comfortable. But that was something that was normal to watch. Again, like
yeah.
it's
It
just it
never
was a
went
different.
further. Yeah, that was pretty much like the extent of how
Oh
far it would
yeah, no,
go,
yeah. No. It would never go further than that.
and that's why it was like kids would almost end up in the room more often for things like that because like you
Mm-hmm.
knew it wasn't going to go like any further than that. And then the camera would cut to black, and you're like, "Oh, that was it."
Man, damn
That
it,
was
yeah.
it. That happened to us when we watched Purple Rain the other night. Like, I was like, where is this sex scene going? I was like, holy shit. Like, and then all of a sudden it just like
Black,
end. Yeah,
black.
it didn't go
Yeah, over.
anywhere.
It was horrible, but it
They
was
hardly
great
ever
at the
do
same.
that anymore.
No, again, it was a different. It was a different time. It's weird. I'll be honest. Like there are some really great erotic, you want to call it erotica films that came out of the 80s that have like more sexual scenes in them. But that's what that movie was made for. You know, the one I never remember the name of the title. She was a Swedish actress. The movie was about this escort. It came out, I think, like 1988 or 1989. And she's basically running away from her pimp because she owes him a lot of money. I watched this quite a few years ago. And it was a beautiful film. A lot of nudity. Almost like full on, woo! Okay, put it back. I'm doing like, the fire truck, pulling back the hose.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, we need special effects. But anyway.
Sound effects. We need some sound effects.
It just was just a very different time. People then were, if you wanted the sex, you went there. If you wanted it, it was there. You'd go there. If you wanted the in-between, you go, it was...
Yeah.
It was just a different...
well, I think that the way that, like, things are, like, set up with streaming and stuff, there's much more, like, choice about, like, in the app itself is where you choose what it is that you're going to watch, instead of just, like, flicking it on and just like going through channels the way that it used to be. So I think it's like way easier to put like, stuff that you wouldn't want kids to see into things, because like, they're not just gonna like flick it on and all of a sudden it's there. It's a little bit like harder to find it, but I don't know, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like the way that I grew up, the way that stuff was on the television, all the shows, everything like that. Like, I did like it when the whole family would sit together and like watch a show together. I mean, I still like it. Like when everybody watches stuff together. Honestly, like I really don't like watching stuff. I sometimes like to watch stuff alone because then I can like really zone in on it. But if I'm like watching a comedy or something like that, I really enjoy watching it like with another person.
Oh yeah,
like some
100%.
Some things are like so much more fun with another person, and then other things it's kind of fun to like, sink into it and have like no distractions or whatever. But like for the most part, like sometimes I really miss like watching a show like with somebody and you can both like react to it at the same time.
Yeah, well, sitcoms really are great for that because I'll tell you this. If you take Friends, we were talking about this earlier. It's Thursday night. I think it actually was out on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. And you're sitting there with your friends and you're watching the TV and you're watching Friends. It's more interactive. There's more connection going on, because you're looking at, your friend Stephanie, and Stephanie kind of reminds you of Chandler, and you look at your friend, Judy, and Judy reminds you of Phoebe.
They do. They start to like kind of intertwine into like your regular life.
Well, let me just remind people, I don't know any of those people. I don't know Judy. I don't know who Judy is. I don't know who Stephanie is. They're made up people. Yes.
The other thing was like commercials. Like we would usually
commercials.
Well, I was like, we'd sit there and watch shit together. Like the commercial was like when we would all kind of talk about what we just watched for the last like non-commercial break.
Yeah.
So it was
what else were you supposed to do?
So like you'd have like 10 minutes of a show, and then you'd have 10 minutes of commercials, and so and then it would just like go. I mean, in the beginning it was like they'd show you one commercial, and then by the time Friends was over, half of the entire thing is commercials. But it's like, so like we would see something that happened, and then it would cut to commercial, and everybody would talk about what just happened for the last 10 minutes. And I think like you like watch it together, you talk about it together, and then like, the break is over. I miss obviously the way things that used to be, but it is so nice to be able to have so many choices of what kind of things you can watch right now. You know? Yeah.
But I love old television. Again.
Me too. That's funny that's what I choose to watch. Is the
I
shit that was always on.
always on. And I told
the writing, it's great. Like, it's so good.
Little surprise. I don't know if you know this. Do you know what my favorite TV show is?
Is it not The Nanny?
It's the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Oh, you like that shit?
I
don't really care
love the
for
Mary
it.
Tyler Moore Show. It's from the 70s. It's so old, but
yeah,
it's not. It's so modern because she plays a character that's a single woman that has her own job. In the season, she eventually gets her own, like, she upgrades her car. She actually has a Mustang. She has a white Mustang, a 1970 white Mustang. So it's kind of funny because I actually have a white Mustang right now. So, ew.
How long have Mustangs been made?
Since 1964.
That's the first Mustang?
Yeah.
Is the Mary Tyler Moore Show the same as Happy Days? Or are they two different shows?
No, they're two different shows. What I really loved about the Mary Tyler Moore Show, it was more about celebrating the individual. You know, Mary was an individual, and you saw that throughout the seasons. And every single episode that I've watched either brought me to tears or I just sat there in awe. It was just.
I mean, she's got to be a narcissist, right?
What? What do you mean?
Mary Tyler Moore, narcissist. The whole show just revolves around her, and everyone's obsessed with her, and it's just ridiculous. It's like Boy Meets World. Like, fucker should get over himself.
You haven't really watched the show, have you?
No, I haven't. I'm asking.
It's not like that at all.
They're not just like obsessed with her, and she's obsessed with herself, and the whole show's about her.
No, the show centralizes around her and her, like, group of friends and the coworkers that she's working with. So she works in a broadcasting television station. They do news, and over there she has her boss that she helps him through a divorce that was really hard on him. I don't want to, do any spoilers, but you can all watch this. But it's just that she's a very caring person, and the way that they all interact with one another and how they, help each other and take care of one another when things are hard. The thing is, the show was made in the 70s. This was a time when Vietnam was going on, and there was a gas crisis, and people were angry and pissed off, and women were upset, and they had every right to. And she made the show kind of in a way of empowering women.
I wonder who was in charge of that, because
she was.
How?
She made her husband worked in production, and she had the television show made, and she had the show made by her standards.
So she had a husband who let her be in control.
Yes.
I mean, that's the only one.
But she made a fucking again, it was made in a different time, but the fact that she made that show and celebrated that empowerment, and just even the other characters in there, understanding that sexuality is not just what makes a person. And this was from the 70s.
Oh shit, we're going to talk about sitcoms. You can't leave out Golden Girls.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck, Golden Girls is number 2. Number 3 is Friends.
I do like Golden Girls. I mean, Sex and the City, pretty good one for me too.
It's further down.
It's like I don't know. It was good for me. Number 10. But I can't. Part of me doesn't even have Sex and the City and like Cheers like in the same category. There was another one that I was like thinking of, and I can't like
Sanford
remember.
and Sons.
Well, no. I mean, it'll come up with it whenever we're like not talking about it anymore.
Of course, I know.
There was another show that I definitely was like, oh man, that one was on like 24/7. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't really watch Full House that much, to be honest. Like,
yeah, my mom's into it. I'm not really into it. It's too preppy for me, to be honest.
You're right. It was kind of preppy. I know. Yeah. Sometimes, like, as you get older, you want stuff with a little bit more edge in it, like,
I'll be
And then I
honest.
think at some point we got into cartoons pretty hardcore, and I just wanted to
Yeah.
watch like everything animated. I don't even know why.
Okay, well, to be honest, like when we were kids, even me, Cartoon Network was the shit, and Nickelodeon was
Well,
like, oh, there was so
there
much good.
wasn't. I didn't have Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network until I was probably about like 12. Like, so I had to go listening and watching like everything that was just on in general. Like, we didn't have channels that were for that. You know, like we didn't have kids channels. There were no channels
I
specifically
don't.
for children.
Okay, the thing is that Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon were branded as kids shows, but the type of cartoons we watched as a kid were definitely not made for kids. Okay, do you want me to go through the list?
It wasn't. Like,
Ed and
there's a
Eddie,
little bit of each. Yeah, no, this
Very
stuff's
Odd
like
Parents, Danny Phantom,
hilarious. Um,
Ben 10.
yeah,
Well, Ben 10
I
was pretty awesome.
I feel like Cartoon Network had more cartoons that were just like nonsense, and then like
Powerpuff Girls.
Nickelodeon had to have like a
Powerpuff
little bit
Girls.
like more like substance to it if they wanted to like have something on there. But you know, we had Nick, and then we had Nick Jr., and then they started doing all the Disney channels and stuff, and all of a sudden there were like tons of channels for children. So I believe that they figured out that like children's viewership was like, you know, really, really, really useful. Like, they were like, holy shit, this is like a gold mine to
Well,
have like
Disney.
channels for children,
Well,
because
Disney
they
and
could get a lot of viewers.
well, Disney in the '90s and the 2000s for the kid. I just remember Disney being so magical because back then it wasn't called Disney Junior. It was actually called Disney Playhouse.
Oh, cute.
And there used to be they had this in Hollywood studios. When I was a kid, I saw this. He was a big bear, and he's a brown bear. And I think it's called Big Bear in House or something. And
Yeah, the bear's kind of annoying. He's like always sniffing the screen.
exactly, yeah. But as a kid, I loved that, and it was
You
one of
like that bear?
oh my god! And that was like, that was the shit. It's just interesting on how kids are so fascinating because you realize these are the people that are going to replace you. They're going to be your replacements, and they're so important because they're sponges, and they want to learn everything. And just for us looking back at our childhoods, like kind of remembering how like we were so fascinated by the colors and the characters and what was going on. And then when we used to go to like Toys R Us, do you remember we used to go to Toys R Us and we used to see like the models and the toys they had from like the shows and the stuff that we used to watch,
Yeah.
and we used to freak out and like, mommy, 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 I want to buy this. It was just a different way of being a kid. It doesn't make kids today bad. It's just a different way of being a kid. That's all.
I don't know. I remember like after my sisters went to college and stuff, like, and a lot of times, like when it came to like Nickelodeon and stuff like that, when I was watching stuff, it was because I didn't have anybody to hang out with. You know, like there were no kids in the neighborhood home, or like, you know, like my parents just like needed me to stay home that night, or like, you know, I had school in the morning, so I couldn't like go do things because I need to like go to bed or like stay home, you know, whatever. And like, I'm just trying to say that like a lot of the times that I watched things as a kid, I was alone. Like once it got into like 12 years old and there were less like, you know, friends ended, different stuff like that, like we didn't really watch TV as a family as much anymore. It started to kind of like separate out. I'd watch my TV with like, you know, my cartoons on it, and my parents would watch like their thing. And then it was like I was just watching shit alone in just like an isolated like situation. Like I remember getting home from school, and like it was really really comforting. Like my parents would let me have like 45 minutes to like watch TV when I first get home, and like that was the agreement that we came to, because like they were like, you have to do your homework like right now, and I was like, man, I just been at school for like 7 hours. Like I want to
Leave
eat a
me the
snack.
fuck alone. Leave me
I
the
want to
fuck
eat a snack
alone.
and like watch TV because that's when all the
Yeah,
good
bro.
shows are on. It's like
Yeah,
right when
bro.
you get home.
Yeah, bro.
People don't think about that. Like, if you didn't see the show, you weren't going to see it. Like, it only played at 4 o'clock. Like, you had to get on and, like, look at it.
Well, you had options. So we forget this. So we generally you had two options. One is if you had a DVR, you were able to record.
Well, this is before that.
Okay, well, let's try to be able to give the two options a chance. So let's picture.
We didn't have that until I was like out of elementary school.
Okay, but you still have the option of what was called reruns. So they would rerun the episode a few days prior, usually like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Yeah, I do remember kind of being like, okay, they're going to play it again on Thursday. Or being like sometimes they would play things 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
Like because like you would miss it and they would know that people would be watching to like see it again, you know? So like if you had missed the beginning, you could see the beginning of it too.
Yeah, and the thing is like because a lot of the times it's kind of strange the way that you were able to watch something was through just a television set. You couldn't just like open up your phone and watch TV. Our phones didn't do that. You know, they were connected to a wall.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It was annoying anytime you'd like, you know, we used to have like a TV guide. Like the TV guide channel was like the epitome of technology. It was to go to a little channel that showed you everything that was on all the channels. And now my grandma, she was still like a paper TV guide person, you know, but like we had this, and the worst thing ever is when you would click to a movie and it would just be the end credits. And you're like, damn it. Like, you know, like, oh, that one's over. Like, if I was here an hour earlier, I could have watched that. And oh, nothing starts for like another 20 minutes because these stupid credits are still rolling. Like, you're like, I missed it, man. But then you could kind of look at like what's coming up. No, I miss shit like that. I used to.
It's a different time. It's a different time. But the thing is that I love reminiscing for one reason only. It teaches you something. It reminds you of something that you care about, but it's more than that.
That's a cool idea. To look at it that way. That like, you know, like these are the things that are important to you. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
No, it's the things that made your childhood. It's what you
the living room, you know, like that room with the TV. Like I feel like that is like a huge part of my childhood, and I hope that like
the hissing TV.
Well, no, I mean like what like if your family was like together, like what area of the house were you guys in, you know?
Well, we didn't have a television in our house, unfortunately.
At all.
No, we had no television. But
so you guys did something else, like when you'd all get together.
So we had a DVD player and we had a DVD monitor. When I was a kid, we had internet for a period when my brother was still in the house. I told you this. We had dial-up, and then my parents got internet a little bit later on. So primarily, the way that I used to watch TV was 3 ways: friends, other family members, and vacations. Now, you'd be surprised how many times, like, I would. It was really fucked up. My dad had this very traditional idea that television was bad.
I think it kind of is, but I grew up with it and I like it. But go on.
And I think that you know, having a kid that has disabilities, like learning disabilities, is hard enough. You know, not knowing how to take care of that kid is another level of the onion that you don't want to upfold. So I really like cherish these things because like I remember being able to see the Powerpuff Girls. It just made me so happy when I had that opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. It it's like an area where you can kind of just like let go and like the pressure is off of you, you know, like just watching something. Um, yeah, I don't really watch TV that much anymore. But I
It's
have
not,
been like
but
reading a
it's
little bit
not.
more.
Let's not think about it just about television. Let's think about it as we're both artists. We both see the art and the creativity in these cartoons and in these shows that we find and cherish in our memories.
Yeah.
And I feel that that layer of creativity adds to our personality and our skill and our craft in so many different ways. It's like interwoven, you know, like a
Yeah.
quilt.
I mean, once Cartoon Network came out, then they came out with Adult Swim, and
Oh, bless Jesus for Adult Swim.
that's when I
Amen.
started to be in like kind of 8th grade, freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
And so we
Let me
all
check. Hold on. Let me
got to
check.
stay up a little bit later. It would have been like 2004
I'm gonna check.
to 2003. And I was exposed to like anime. Um, and it was all translated, you know, translated anime, and it was incredible. It was so cool.
You were off by 1 year.
What?
2003.
Yeah, I said 2004, maybe 2003.
Oh, okay, but you got one. You got yes, 2003.
Yeah, I said it was like right there, maybe a little bit before, but
Well, Adult Swim really had a very big shift because I feel like once they had Robo Chicken,
yeah,
yeah, Robo Chicken, like people don't realize
robot.
it's like Robot Chicken. I call it Robo Chicken. I don't know why. Um, it it
It
kind of
was
was
different.
it was so different. It was like wacky comedy and so stupid, but it was just a way of getting a quick laugh.
Oh, it felt so good to
Oh my
watch.
god.
Like, remember the intro? It was like these chickens, and it was like
Ah!
baka bak baka baka baka
Baka,
bak.
baka,
Like
baka, baka.
I want to know what the intro was. It was so good, and then at the end it would go like bak bak. But yeah, the intro, the chicken song was like so catchy, and we would always like sing it or whatever. But I feel like, you know, yeah, you didn't have as many cartoons that were like unsuitable for like younger audiences. I remember there were like these cartoons, Spy versus Spy.
Oh yeah, it's the
Um,
doctor. I'm watching it now. It's the scientist, and he cuts open the chicken, and he puts on metal pieces on them.
he's like a robot chicken. I mean, he's like a
Yeah,
Frankenstein robot chicken. Yeah, like
yeah,
they cut him open and he's got like the eye.
yeah. One red
Um,
eye. Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, it was kind of like creepy too as a child. Like it was like you know. But then I like it was really funny to watch it. Like they just came up with these like crazy concepts and like brought it to life. Yeah, I mean, Robot Chicken. I feel like I was even younger than like 8th grade. I remember like seeing that when I was like really little. Um, but like I was gonna say, like with cartoons that are like inappropriate, I feel like the first ones that I saw would have been on like Mad TV. There was this one
Oh yeah,
called like
for
Spy
sure.
versus Spy, where the spies they were like black and white. You know, there was like a white spy and a black spy, and they would like fight and like try to kill each other in like really clever ways. And I feel like that was the one of the first ones that I saw. Then you had like Ren and Stimpy, and you had Beavis and Butthead. You
Yeah,
know,
Beavis and but you know they're bringing it back. It's
I've
coming
seen they
back.
just did another Beavis and Butthead movie. Beavis and Butthead go to space, and Beavis and Butthead do space,
Oh my
and
god.
they take off in like a rocket that looks like a giant dick. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
and
so funny. I watched partial of it. I should have watched the whole movie.
I
I
would
was
have
too
liked to see
tired.
it. There's a lot of movies that I would like to go to
Yeah.
and see. It's gotten, you know, my Wi-Fi is like out the roof. I need that $20 to pay the fucking bills. It's annoying. If you'd like to donate money to the podcast so that I can go to the movies every once in a while, that'd be kind of cool.
You know what? if you want to support the podcast, we have merchandise. We do. Just like these stickers right
we
here.
Do, yeah.
I
need a sticker for my mic. Yeah, go to Lost in the Groove.
lostinthegroovepod.com. That's our new website. We just got the domain. We've got stickers, bandanas, t-shirts, and we have socks and a flag.
We've got socks, guys.
Yeah, we got socks. I'm working on a new pair for American Groove. So for y'all that want a pair of Lost in the Groove socks, you can also get American Groove socks.
Sweet. Okay.
Exactly.
You get a pair of a pair of socks.
Yeah, and then you can like switch them. So you can decide one day to wear on one leg Lost in the Groove and the other American Groove.
And then like if you lost a pair or you lost like one sock, you'd be okay, you know.
You just say you got lost in the groove and it happened. There you go.
The sock got lost in the groove.
Yeah.
If you lose the sock in the groove.
Yeah. It's okay.
I love it.
It's all right. But I'll tell you what, if you do run into that situation, just tag in the post, hashtag Lost in the Groove Pod. I'll make sure to comment.
Lost in the Groove Pod.
Speaking of I feel like movie bucket lists in general.
What about movies?
Well, I have a movie bucket list. Like there are a lot of movies that I would love to watch
that you haven't seen.
Yeah, because like when would I have the time? I do. I sometimes have the time.
I did during the pandemic. I watched a lot of movies.
Oh, I know, honey. I was there. I remember.
I did. I watched all kinds of them. And then like
you used to call me. You used to, true fact, you used to call me and you'd be like, Dave, so I watched this movie and I was like, here we go again. That's serious.
Oh,
every conversation was
I watched Gone with the Wind. It was insane. It blew my mind. God. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Made in 1939. Crazy.
Absolutely insane movie. Like, not what I expected. I did not expect what that movie was. Like, I was like, okay, the movie has like 2 parts, okay? And like, it was like a 2-part thing. And so it'll like split to an intermission. And when it split to intermission, I sat there like, oh my God, like with my jaw just like dropped. And I was like, oh my God, like I feel like I just like went through a war. Like I just sat there like, do I even want to play the second half? Like,
how long was the intermission?
Oh, it was I mean, I think when you go to the theaters, you know, they used to like actually do like, you know, a time period for intermissions. But I think with on Netflix, it just kind of plays like a 2-minute song and then like it, you know, will like continue and play like the second half.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if a lot of people don't know this. Alfred Hitchcock with Psycho, he was the one that revolutionized this idea of staying in a movie theater and only in that movie theater. So it used to be back in the day, it was very normal for people to walk out of movies, like in the middle. They just walk out of the movie. So having
they'd be like, I'm not going to watch the second half.
Yeah, or they would just walk out. Like having intermissions and walking in and out of movies was completely normal until Psycho came along, and basically Alfred Hitchcock made that if you came in there, you cannot leave. You have to stay.
I was like, yeah, that's stupid. People are allowed to leave.
But the thing is, it allowed people to experience his movies better, because before it was just like, nah. But now it's like a production. You know, like you're sitting there in a movie theater and you're here for this, wow, like this crazy movie. But yeah, basically that's what happened, and that's why today we all sit in movies for the entire duration. Yep.
Which I don't really see why it matters, because like
it doesn't matter. It's just a random fact that I threw out there for shits and giggles.
I mean, like the fact is cool, but I'm saying like I don't see why it matters for if we stay or go, because they still make our money. Like, if you go, you go. Like, you don't get money back because you left. Like, so I don't know why it matters if they make us stay or not. The only thing I can think of is that they lose time of viewership if people aren't in there, but they probably made money with like concessions. But I'm thinking, like, if you put 10 minutes in the middle of every movie, then every movie's going to run 10 minutes longer. That's, like more time that you could put more showings, is like what I was thinking. But I do think that they tried to, like, put intermissions so that people would like buy food, you know?
To be honest, I don't know that much about. I do know quite a bit about film, but my hunch is this, and I don't know this for a fact. It could be that the reels only had a certain amount of film.
Hey, there's all that, isn't there? Yeah, and so
Right.
they need time to like switch it over.
Correct. So they would put in a
Yeah.
reel, and then they would stop it, put on the intermission tape, let people go out for a bit, let them get the other tape, put it in, slot it in, and then have them see the movie. Because I'll tell you why. If you know about real film,
Yeah.
tape goes on what it's like a barrel,
Yeah.
and there's a certain
They used to
yard
still use
length.
them when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I remember the first movie I ever saw that wasn't on one anymore.
well, you can still to this day, right now, you can watch a film, a 35 millimeter film movie. They
Yeah.
are available in movie theaters across the. I know
It
there are.
happens. Like certain artists or directors will put movies out. Like,
Yeah, I watched Joker on 35 millimeter film. It was completely different experience. It was incredible. It was incredible. It was so raw. It was much darker. It was raw, but I loved it.
I like that. I can't remember. It's the Tarantino movie with the eight, Hateful Eight. That was on
Hold on.
30
Hold on.
millimeter. It's called
Hold on.
Hateful Eight.
Let me check.
No, I
Remember,
mean, I know that's what it's called.
I
Like,
understand
you
that.
can
I
look
need
at it just
visuals.
so that you like remember. But I remember that was one of the last ones that I saw that was, on film. I've also worked on film sets where people shot with actual film, and it's really really fun
Very,
to like
it's very
hear it.
difficult.
It's like,
Yeah, it goes.
yeah, it's really neat. Yeah, and then they run out like in the middle of a take, so
No,
like
like
they have
cut,
to like,
stop.
yeah, and they'll be like, damn it, like, like it's very different. It's really fun. It's good shit. Yeah, film. I live in LA, so it bleeds into a lot of conversations. It was a big part of my life, growing up. I was always really inspired by it because everything else was boring as fuck.
Oh, well, the beauty about film is its analog appeal. The I think it adds another layer to watching a movie that you just don't get with digital film. I'm not saying watching a movie that's digital isn't bad. I think it's amazing. You come in there, some places actually give you food. You come in there with a beer and you get a fucking burger that's like $18. Like, holy fucking shit. And it's disgusting, but you're eating it anyway. And great sound system, and it's a great movie. But there's certain films that can really benefit from that raw visual feeling. It's a raw visual feeling of 35 millimeter film, because you can hear in the back the clicking, and you could see how it shudders because it's film.
Well, there's something that happens to people too, like the actors while they're acting. Like, there's something that happens with them when they know that they're being filmed on this film. Like,
It's
it's
called just
like
step in. It's like they step right in there. They're like, okay, I'm here. They
it
just walk
there
right through
there's
it.
just
Ow.
there's more focus on needing to get the shot, and so like I feel like sometimes the actors have like a little bit more like intensity, or they almost seem like more real because the shots aren't done like 800 times. Now sometimes they can be if people are like, overzealous about it, but like I think that you'll catch like a real moment more likely. You're more likely to catch a real moment, is what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense.
No, it is. The thing about it also is there's more attention to detail because this is what we have when we start. There's no going back. Like you can't reverse with film camera. It's like what we have is what we have. If we have to redo it, we need to put in new film.
I don't know. It's been a good day. I was at the park with Louie for a long time.
Oh my god, the dog park. The Chronicles of the Dog Park with Karissa.
My friend gave me a really good edible. Oh my god, it was so tasty.
Better than the Jolly Ranchers.
Way better.
Way better. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fucking good.
Were you waving to the other hearse that was coming by? Or this time you didn't wave?
An old story. No,
it's not an old story. It's a classic story. It's a very classic story, honey. Don't say it's old. Check your phone. I sent you a picture.
Oh, you sent me a picture.
Of course I sent you a picture. You got to check this out.
I bought the worst Chinese food I've ever had today.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, basically, okay, and Chris is going to correct me if I'm wrong. She bought chow mein from this Chinese place that's not that far from you. And
it makes real Chinese food instead of like Americanized Chinese food. But I didn't know that it was going to be that intensely different.
So she gets this chow mein and she basically gets like a cup of noodles. Literally, like it's a cup of noodles. And you have to like pour the broth in to cook the noodles. And then you said that you were given this jelly paste that was like a cherry red color.
Oh, no. That's different. That's
that was something else.
Yeah, those are two different things.
Two different things. Okay, so they gave you the broth, they gave you the noodles, you mix them together. You said it's disgusting.
It's not pan-fried noodles. Like, what the fuck is this? Like,
well, did it say in the description specifically that it was pan-fried noodles?
That's what chow mein usually is.
But what did it say in there?
Fried noodle.
Oh, I understand that, but did you read? Oh, you didn't read the description.
I probably glanced over it.
Wait a minute. What's the name of the place? I want to Google this. What's the name of the place?
Sam Wu Village. If you look at this one, like if you look at this picture, that's what I should have ended up with. Like that, and it wasn't like that. Like it was like a soup, like I don't understand how chow mein is like soup, but it's fine.
Did you?
I did the best I could with it.
Did you call them?
It should have been like this. I don't know why the photo isn't popping up right now, but like, I don't understand why it was in a broth. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like usually it's like noodles tossed with like veggies and meat, and it's not like
there's a Chinese place that's near me. They make a wicked Chinese food. The rice is Their lo mein is on par. It's really good. They make great egg rolls. And what I was trying to get at is...
Look, chow mein. On a pan. On a plate. Not in a fucking soup.
Is that on their website? I don't know what happened. Is that on their website? They don't have a website, which is kind of weird.
No, but it's like it's on their like Yelp or whatever. Like reviews.
Okay. I got you. They have like 4.3 stars. They have good reviews.
I don't know what did they not hear me right when I said chow mein? Like,
oh wow.
They thought I said something else. Like I'm like, it was really disappointing though. Like,
yeah, like I'm looking at a picture.
If I wanted like a soup, I would have ordered. I just don't get it. Anyways, worst time I've ever ordered food. Still eating it because I have to. And I think I'm going to turn my noodles into like a broth noodle or something. I don't even know what to do with it.
So this is a review from somebody about a week ago. They said, best Chinese I've had around. The barbecue pork and roast duck, full of flavor, Orange chicken was very savory. Chow mein light and addictive. This is what caught me. They started us off with some oolong tea. Super hits the spot. The atmosphere is very formal. Come in and eat, and you won't be disappointed. And there's a picture. Wow.
I think they got my order wrong because, like, okay, mixed vegetable chow mein. Look at the description.
You should have called them.
See the description there?
I can't. It's very pixelated.
There's no description. That's what I'm saying. It just says the title. There is no description.
Well, I mean, I would have told you to call them up. I think I told that.
You. I took their food and now it's in my house. What the fuck am I gonna say? Like, I already paid for it. Like, it could be as much my fault as it could be theirs. Like, I have no idea why they would just give me it in two different parts like that. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
It's a bummer. Anyways, I'm about to eat it again whenever we get off this podcast. Because it's the only food I have in my house.
Well, may the Lord be with you. May he be in your favor.
I have to eat, you know?
Well, I know that, honey, but there are other options besides that.
Yeah, but always then I have to spend more money.
This is true, yes.
That's the problem.
Correct. Yeah, it is a problem. Yep. Cool. So, money problems, right? Am I right? Yes.
I shouldn't have ordered Chinese food anyways at all. Should have never even ordered it.
I shouldn't have. Well, I went to Jersey Mike's and I got the Big Kahuna steak sandwich, and it had jalapenos and onions and a whole bunch of shit, and it was amazing. I like a good sub. I don't know, Jersey Mike's is Jersey Mike's. Okay, so here's the thing: is like I would not eat in Sbarro, nor will I eat in Subway. Like, absolutely not. No. Like, Subway is a no.
Sbarro's terrible.
So yeah, it's horrible. But Jersey Mike's is kind of different because, like, when you walk in there, it's very like got lettuce, tomatoes, onions, pickled jalapenos. You know, your basic toppings, bacon. And that's it. It's like, it's very like straight up and like just, I don't know. It's just, I feel like their approach is just more comforting. You know, it's just like more of like, okay, I feel like I'm happy with this decision. I feel like it's a healthier alternative because like they're way more expensive than anywhere else.
Oh, there's another one that's, have you ever been to a Quiznos?
I don't, no.
Quiznos was good.
Did you see the picture? Did you see the picture I sent you?
Yeah, but I didn't say anything about it. What's that all about?
No.
Oh, the kitty. Yeah.
Yeah, the baby.
Yeah, kitty.
Yeah, Twixie is currently on my lap right now. And she is lying down and swapping her tail left and right. Yes. Listen, we could be proactive on this podcast. You know, I don't have to, you know, we don't have to be in a situation where we're not doing things. You know, me getting up and gonna shit, you know, or go pee or stumble and go wash my hands. You know, I walk in and out.
We can save those things for before and after if we want. You know, it's not the worst idea.
Before.
Did you look at the picture that I sent you?
After. Huh?
Look at my picture.
I'm gonna check the picture. Hold on. Hold your tits. Give me a sec.
I don't have to hold my tits.
Okay. And hold Louie's tits. Wait, Louie doesn't have any tits. No, he has balls. Nipples. But he's primarily balls. You know, balls and a dick. Oh my god. Look at the little muffin.
Isn't he cute?
The little muffin. Yeah. Oh my god. So, our fur babies, again, shout out to merch, are available as stickers. So Twixie is little 3x3 sticker. She is the producer of Lost in the Groove, and Louis is the director of American Groove, so he's also available as a sticker. So be sure to check those out as well. And listen, who doesn't love a pug and a little calico? Come on.
David made the cutest stickers. They're like amazing drawings of both of our pets, and they're just cute and awesome. They're really affordable. I feel like it'd be a good idea,
$5.
If you like the podcast, to just like get a sticker. They're super cute. Yeah, you can always give it to somebody else.
There you go. Yeah, literally. And it's just again, it's just a great way to be able to spread the message. We love what we love, and if you love this experience as much as we do, go on and share that message. Be proud of it. Be proud of your week.
I love the podcast. Yes. I love the podcast.
So here's the thing. Karissa's the host of American Groove, and if you want to give her some love, here's the thing. Okay, I'll give you a little tea. She is a fully licensed esthetician, makeup artist, candle maker, and pug lover. Seriously. She goes to dog parks and has weird edibles that sometimes are Jolly Ranchers. So, if you want to check her out, you can find her at Karissa the Beautiful on Instagram. And what else? Oh, if you can still handle us and you're not like, oh my god, I need therapy after this. Well, you be sure to like and subscribe, please.
We are your therapy.
We are your therapy.
Like and subscribe so that we're here for you when you need us.
Exactly. And we'll be there when you need your hand to be held. No, kidding. Anyway, if you want to check out more of the podcast, you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Lost in the Groove Pod.
Thank you.
So, stay wild. Stay fierce, my queens. It's time to ride. Get lost. Okay, we're going to go. Love y'all. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Peace.
Bye.